Well, good morning. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth Channel. I spent 20 years as a licensed Protestant minister with three of the largest religious organizations in the world. I'm a Bible college graduate, and I now have some 36 years of experience in the spiritual and paranormal realms across the board. 7 appearances on Coast to Coast AM, over 100,000 hours of study in the biblical text. And I'm bringing something to you tonight that's new, something to you tonight that's different, something to you tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever it may be for you, as you hear this in the days and the months and the years to come. I'm bringing this to you as a very, very interesting, very, very sort of crazy type of experience. Now, when someone says that they've met, now's the time to get this show started, Constance. When somebody tells you they've met Harry Potter and someone tells you they've met a person from the Constantine movie, well, you kind of wonder a little bit. Everybody knows who Harry Potter is. Let me just show you the Angela Dodson character. Comes from the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves. If you're familiar with this movie, it came out in 2005. Rachel Weisz played a girl in this movie who was she was a detective who had a twin sister. The twin sister had been placed in a care facility, psychiatric care facility, because Angela and her both had the same type of psychic experiences, but Angela, pictured here, began to not talk about the experiences, and her sister, who I forget her sister's name, she continued to stick by her guns that she did have the psychic experiences. So the twin sister of Angela Dodson, this character, was placed in the psychiatric ward. She was ultimately possessed by an entity and jumped off the top of the hospital and crashed through a pool, which figures large in the movie, and killed herself. If you haven't seen the movie Constantine, I highly recommend that you watch Constantine. Great movie, great concept. Keanu Reeves was, I think, as good as he was in The Matrix. And you'll see this character of Angela Dodson. Well, why should you care about Angela Dodson? Well, let's talk about Harry Potter first. I have a friend who have not been able to get in touch with for some time, which concerns me. But he once told me, when we first got to know each other, I never met him in the flesh. We had a lot of radio shows. We did a lot of, and I only saw one picture of him, but I have talked to people that did meet him, because I almost wondered if he was an astral person, an astral teacher, because I never met him and he just suddenly disappeared. But I have talked to at least 2 people that have actually been in his presence in the flesh. So I don't think he's just an astral entity. But he told me that he was recruited as a very young boy, sent to a special school where he was taught in the arts of magic, taught in the great academic arts, and introduced into the Illuminati type of secretive society and worship. He claimed that he was the prototype of the Harry Potter character. He was English. If there ever was a Harry Potter, it would have been him. The more I got to know him and the more I got to learn from him, the more I believe that he was indeed Harry Potter, or the inspiration for Harry Potter, which is, neither here nor there, but it was pretty interesting to me. Now, this past weekend, as you know, we had the extravaganza of enlightenment down here in Clearwater, Florida. And Jenny Moonstone gave a very moving presentation during which she exchanged or shared a lot of interesting personal information. And Jenny was talking about herself being confined into psychiatric care facilities because she was seeing supernatural things, detecting supernatural beings, receiving supernatural messages. They drugged her up heavily. finally incarcerated her into psychiatric facilities. And she stuck to her guns. And finally, after much of this, she was allowed to get out. And as I was sitting there watching her, and listening to her give her presentation, this certainty settled upon me that the Angela Dodson character in Constantine was based on the life of Jenny Moonstone. Now, of course, it was changed a little bit because Jenny didn't have a twin. Jenny was the twin. She stuck to her guns, went through all this. If you knew Jenny's background and the family that she came from, you could see that it is a very possible scenario that I'm describing. But it gets even crazier because after Jenny was finished with her discussion, she sat down. I was talking about her discussion. I shared this feeling that the movie Constantine was about, or this character was about Jenny Moonstone. And of course, I knew that Jenny's last name wasn't really Moonstone. That's just I guess a stage name or a pen name or a name that she goes under. But I had no idea what her name was. No idea whatsoever. So I'm sitting there and I make the statement and I get ready to move on. And Jenny raises her hand and says, "That's nice. I guess you've got to some status when you get random thick hair spam." But anyway, so Jenny raises her hand and she says, "Jeff, do you know what my last name is?" And I'm, of course, said no. She says, "My last name is Constantine." And when she said that, you heard the wind sucked out of that room. It was like, and everybody just kind of went, "Oh," and it was a moment of true spiritual clarity, a moment of true spiritual clarity. It really was. And it was powerful, and it was a shocker moment. And if you watched the live stream, you saw that moment. And someone even sent me a freeze frame of that moment because I was literally, "You got to be kidding me." So Jenny Moonstone, her real name is Jenny Constantine. And I'm convinced that this movie was about her, or this character in this movie was about her. And I'm convinced that I met the character, the prototypical character for Harry Potter. Interesting stuff, crazy stuff, amazing stuff. And it just shows that we're on to something here. I'm on this path for a reason. We're on this path together for a reason. And Karen Marsh says, yes, I remember that moment, goosebumps. Heidi Vandenberg says that's her married name. We understand that. But her name is Jenny Constantine. And she is the basis of the character, Angela Dodson, in the Constantine movie. It was an amazing presentation. It was an amazing discussion. She was kind of the belle of the ball. Everybody was very moved by what she said, and it was very powerful. Dan gave a great presentation. Heidi gave a great presentation. Rex did a great presentation. I don't think I did anything to mess anything up, but it was a great time, a powerful time, an inspirational time. So I wanted to share that with you just to let you know that there is something about this movement that we have created, this movement that we are growing, this movement that we are fueling. There's something special about this. And I know people will give me crap for saying there's something special about this, and that's okay. I'm a big boy. I can take what they can dish out. There is something special about this. There's something powerful about this. And there's something special about you because you've chosen to align yourself with this. There's something very special going on here. There's something powerful, special, very powerful going on here. And there's something going on here that's going to change the world in which we live. It is a tribe. It is a spirit. The people within this channel and within this group of channels are going to change the world. There's many of you here listening that are going to start also participating. And at that perfect moment, Violet Flame comes up on the bottom of the chat. Her and others are going to be stepping up and making big contributions to this. Thank you, Jude. Says we were all wonderful in Clearwater. It was greatly entertaining. It is the gathering. You know, in the Highlander gathering, it says there can be only one. In our gathering, we all will be one. One in power, one in purpose, one in strength, one in energy. And the energy in that place was just powerful. The love in that place was powerful. The connectedness in that place was powerful. Somebody said it was almost like you could wave your hand in the air and see it move because there was so much energy there. We are the one. We are the Gospel Truth Army. We are the last generation of real humans, and we need to get going. I've met Harry Potter. I've met Angela Dodson. Hopefully we'll be working with both, but certainly the latter. I'm not sure where Harry Potter is these days, but I'm trying to track him down. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep unindoctrinating ourselves. Let's keep guiding our own spirits, mastering our own ascension, being our own guru. Let's keep asking questions. Let's keep questioning answers. And most of all, ladies and gentlemen, continue to stay fearless and continue, please, to unindoctrinate yourself. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Wanted to give you a quick update of inspiration, and we'll be back with more in 2 shakes of a hind leg. Good to see you. Great to be with you. We are the one. This is The Gathering. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and we are the Gospel Truth Army.